The Eastern Kingdoms is a gigantic continent on Azeroth that is filled with a variety of different zones. You got jungles, you got spooky forests, volcanoes, swamps, more spooky forests, beautiful plains, and a large array of different creatures and stories that make this place unique. So let's explore these exciting lands in today's episode. Stranglethorn Vale is a land that has a history with constant conflict. There was a civil war here between the Gurubashi Empire, the followers of Akar, and the Zandalari Trolls. There was the Gurubashi War, where the Trolls defended their homeland from the invading kingdom of Stormwind, and during the First War, the Orcish Bleeding Hollow clan attempted to lay claim to the jungles. This constant conflict has slowly withered away at the Gurubashi Empire, and they've turned into a shell of their former selves, and are now trying to survive rather than thrive. Because of this, new factions have attempted to lay claim to the jungles for their own benefit. One of these groups was a small Stormwind militia commanded by Colonel Curzon, who wanted to have a part of the jungle for their own. Their expedition would become short-lived when an ogre mage named Malzoth possessed Curzon and used him as a puppet for his own nefarious deeds. Some of his soldiers saw this sudden change in character and left to go establish the rebel camp in the north. The medicine men that stayed with Curzon created an elixir mixed with basilisk blood and a mysterious blue stone that made the rest of the soldiers loyal followers, and the defected group would remain isolated in the jungle. Now, this is an obvious reference to the movie Apocalypse Now, where there's a character named Colonel Kurtz who loses his mind during the Vietnam War. And speaking of Vietnam, here's a picture of Stranglethorn Vale, and here's a picture of Vietnam. Anyways, apparently in Cataclysm, Curzon was thrown off a tower by his soldiers for being, quote-unquote, weak. Whatever that means. Hemet Nesingwary, aka the Enemy of Nature, the Great Game Hunter, the Butcher of Badlands, the Stranglethorn Ripper, Old Man Death, Nessie, Old Dirty D, Father of the Bounty, the Extinctionator, Target of Deatha, and the greatest hunter in all of Azeroth got his start here in Stranglethorn Vale. If you've played WoW at all, you probably know of him. He's been in every single expansion to date, and while he doesn't really have an in-depth background, his legacy of big game hunting for sport has made an impact on players and the ecosystems of the zones he ventures through. Hemet Nesingwary was created by
Jeff with the
World of Warcraft quest design team.
Really excited to be back here in 2020 for our
and his name is an anagram for Ernest Hemingway, who was an American fiction writer as well as an avid hunter and safari explorer. He wrote a book called The Green Hills of Africa, which the book The Green Hills of Stranglethorn is based off of. And if you haven't realized already, almost everything in WoW is ripped off from something else, but trust me, more on that later. Booty Bay was originally named Blackwater Cove, named by its founders, the Blackwater Raiders. But sometime after, the jungle trolls kicked them out, and then, sometime after that, the Blackwater allied themselves with the Steamweedle cartel and claimed the town once again, and renamed it to Booty Bay. Probably because goblins have an absolute dump truck of an ass. The giant statue in front of the cove is presumably Baron Revelgaz, the leader of the Blackwater Raiders, and all of Booty Bay. Adventurers now use the cove as a place of solace from the rival Bloodsail Buccaneers and other dangers within the jungle. Even to this day, the town remains as a neutral paradise filled with shops and unique and interesting characters. Greetings, I am Oglethorpe Obnauticus, and welcome to my
combat model, optimal self-sufficiency. My superpower is being honest, and that's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass first. I will eat your ass!
Up north, we can find the lands of Duskwood, which is much more different in scenery, but just as dangerous. Funnily enough, this place used to be called Brightwood, but when the powerful guardian Medivh died, there was a large release of fell energy that cursed the lands of Deadwind Pass and what we now call Duskwood, an eternal night. This curse has affected the wildlife as well. Spiders around the doomed land have began to mutate and swell into monstrous sizes and lurk within the haunted woods, searching for lost adventurers. The ill-fated lands also attract unsavory characters like Morbent Fell, a necromancer who rules over all of the undead in the Ravenhill Cemetery. Here's a fun fact. In Warcraft 3, if you summon a Lich hero, they have a chance to be called Morbent Fell.
Oh, the ladies dig rigor mortis.
One of the defining characteristics of Duskwood is the infestation of worgen. The origin of these beasts is from an ancient artifact called the Scythe of Elune. The powerful weapon was crafted from the tooth of Goldrin, a powerful demigod, and its purpose was to quell the uncontrollable rage that the members of the Druid of the Pack had. Although, the scythe had adverse effects and transformed the druids into worgen that were completely consumed by their primal instincts. I could make a whole video about the origins of the worgen, but I want to keep this video talking about Duskwood, so we'll skip over that lore for now. What you need to know is the scythe eventually found its way to Duskwood, where it would lay dormant for many years, until it was rediscovered by Jitters. Yes, that random quest giver in Duskwood. The reawakening of the scythe summoned the worgen into Duskwood, and they quickly infested the lands and made the whole forest even more dangerous. Oh, but it gets worse. The reawakening of the weapon also alerted a mysterious council called the Dark Riders, a group of cursed relic hunters created by Medivh, tasked with hunting powerful items all around Azeroth, and... Look guys, this totally isn't the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings, even though they also speak in shrilled cries, and are a hive mind, and report to a higher power, and Jitters totally isn't Bilbo Baggins, who also stumbled upon a powerful artifact and underestimated its power, and just, look, please guys, World of Warcraft lore is totally original, okay? Thankfully, not all of Duskwood is consumed by evil, and that's because the Night Watch are here. The Night Watch are a militia of civilians who have made it their duty to protect the lands they call home. Even to this day, the Night Watch don't have any support from Stormwind, because they apparently have more important duties to take care of, even though I think having a spooky haunted forest filled with zombies and furries is pretty important. And, what? The Night Watch is literally just the Night's Watch from Game of Thrones, who are also fighting an undead threat and have been ignored by their kingdom? Okay, great. Redridge is probably the most peaceful zone we'll be talking about today. Beautiful red hills scatter the zone, a peaceful lake is in the middle, and there's the quaint little town of Lakeshire. But the eastern part of the zone is not so nice. It's filled with Blackrock orcs and savage gnolls that all have something in common: a puppet master that has been pulling the strings. Long ago, there was a mage in Stormwind, and he was an asshole. His name was Morganth, and while all the other mages were practicing turning things into sheeps, he was practicing the dark arts, so he was banished. But before he left, he stole a book about shadow magic, but it was locked behind a powerful magical seal. Morganth then traveled to Redridge and allied himself with the Blackrock orcs and pumped them full of dark magic so they could be powerful enough to take over the Stonewatch Keep. After the keep was captured, he betrayed them and left, and he built the Tower of Ilgalar and crafted magical pennants to take over the Shadowhide Gnolls and amass an army of his own. I understand that he was using the Blackrock orcs as like a meat shield from the local town of Lakeshire, but I don't understand why he has to be enemies with them. Why can't he just stay friendly with them and... But who cares? All we know is he has this dark magic book that is filled with evil incantations, and if he manages to open it, we're kind of screwed. With the help of a local mage in Elwyn Forest, we can learn the evil warlock's weak points and put a stop to him once and for all, but that quest is really hard, and you need a party to do it, so maybe I'll just go get boosted in dungeons instead. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Okay, bye. Hi, Asmongold.